Christy, how do you feel about Ted Capwell's bail being revoked?
We're glad they took him out of circulation so he can't rape any more girls, I'll tell you that much.
Christy, can you tell us how you felt when he showed up again after he'd been bailed out? What did he say, or did he try to molest you again?
No, not exactly.
What do you mean by not exactly? Did he get fresh with you?
She means she was scared to death he would. Now, no more questions. We got to go inside so she can get some rest.
What did Capwell see in your daughter? I mean, he's a rich kid. He can have any girl he wants.
What he saw in her is she's very pretty, in case you didn't notice. And the reason he had to rape her is she said no. I guess the Capwells aren't used to nobody saying no to them, but they better get used to it.
Mom, let's go in now. That's fine.
Well, I don't like them saying things like that about Christy. What you don't know is Ted Capwell took Christy here into his house on that job just so he could take advantage of her. At least that's what he thought. Like any time he wanted her, all he had to do was snap his fingers, you know.
But
He figured he'd bought and paid for it, but she said no way. See, I raised her to be a good girl. He saw where he'd never get her unless he took her by force, and that's what he did. But she fought him, by God. See, I don't know whether either of you saw pictures of Ted Capwell with scratches on his face. Christy put them there. She's a good girl, and she's a good fighter, just like her mama.
And at the age of 16, Christy ran away from home because of her mother's drinking.
Where was the father?
He died when Christy was about 10. Mother remarried. Second husband turned out to be physically abusive. Consensus seems to be that was why Theda started drinking. Christy's older sister Mary joined a convent shortly after husband number 2 moved in. Christy managed to stick it out for almost 3 years before she packed her knapsack and ran off.
Yeah, she took all kinds of jobs. Let's see, she was a waitress, usher in a movie house. She pumped gas for a while. She did babysitting, anything that would bring in money she could send home. But never anything dishonest. Get that? You call anybody she ever worked for, and they'll give her the highest marks for being honest, showing up for work on time.
From her home in Ventura, Christy traveled to Sacramento, down to Los Angeles, finally up to Santa Barbara. She joined other teenage runaways at the bus station. That's when your boys in blues rousted them out.
Yeah, I have that. Apparently she was pretty popular with the guys. Twice she was picked up for soliciting. I told you that, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
The charges were dropped, Mason. Anyway, you can't use that in court, can you?
Well, there are ways. Even the inadmissible manages to sneak in a dirty fight.
And what kind of scars does it leave on a kid that age? Where is the justice?
She does run on, doesn't she?
couldn't you make her stop it? It's really bugging me.
Sure, I'll see what I can do.
That's right. Through a living hell. But, what is it?
Mom, they're going to keep listening as long as you keep talking.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have to say. We appreciate your presenting our side to the public. Whew. Thank God that's over. How'd I do?
Oh, you did fine.
Well, I just hope they put that story out right. Christy? Honey? What's the matter?
Dear Christy.
Dr. Amy Green, WER.
Good morning.
Morning, Santa.
Cece, have you been here all night? How's Gina?
She lost the baby.
Oh, Cece, I am so sorry. I know how much you both wanted it.
I'm afraid she blames Sophia and you, and me as well. I know it's irrational of her, but I can't change her mind. Excuse me, Santa. It's my doctor. I need to talk with him.
Dr. Longo, for your service.
I'm so terribly sorry, Gina. Cece told me what happened.
Don't talk. Come closer.
What is it?
Closer.
What?
I'll make you pay for this. You hear me? I'll make you pay.
I feel so settled now that I have my little boy back. No more wild living for me. Just lullabies and strained peas from now on.
Right. For how many days?
Oh, for forever. I'm going to have to live vicariously through Julia now.
Julia?
That's right. She's definitely a free spirit. She never came back to her room last night.
Well, I guess her and Jack Lee are somewhere making up for lost time.
I hope so.
Yeah. You look so happy.
It's not an act.
I know. You know, I wish we could bottle it. We could call it Ode to Amy or something. Maybe we wouldn't have to do that, make millions. I mean, if you decide to stay here, you could probably just dip into the old treasury.
Wouldn't that be something? I envision huge piles of gold coins as high as mountains. If I needed spending money, all I'd have to do was, go in there with a shovel.
Yeah. Well, royalty, life isn't all what it's cracked up to be. Look at Marie Antoinette. She didn't exactly end up the envy of anybody.
Yeah, but I bet it was great while it lasted.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Majesty.
Good morning.
And how is our little prince today?
Wonderful. I'm afraid I've already spoiled him, though. He doesn't like being put down.
I'm here because I thought you might enjoy a personally conducted tour of the royal palace and the kingdom of New Staland today.
I'd love it. It's such a beautiful day. Can Brick come, too?
Of course. I want you both to see where your son could rule if you decide to let him stay here and become King John, where he would be tutored and where he would play, who his instructors would be, and his nannies. Then I thought perhaps we could take in the summer palace and the royal yacht.
Well, Amy hasn't quite made up her mind yet about staying on here.
Well, of course not. It's a major decision. It shouldn't be made in haste. Still, I want to do everything I can to persuade her. So, if you can be ready in about an hour, I'll come back for you.
Yes, I'll be ready. Thank you. Oh, wow. What do you think about that, John? Did you hear that? Would you like to stay here and grow up to be King John of New Staland?
What about you, Amy? Would you like him to?
I don't know. This is all pretty incredible,
Look, I think we ought to stop thinking about this as a joke. Sooner or later, we got to face the fact that it's not a joke.
You've all of a sudden become very serious.
It's a serious decision. What do you want?
I want everything in the world for my son, the best there is. Wouldn't any mother?
I don't know.
This is all just, I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it.
It was only about an hour ago that I heard what had happened to your wife, Cece. I'm genuinely sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Biddles.
What caused the miscarriage?
It was one of those unfortunate accidents. She fell down some stairs.
Oh, I see. It's a terrible shame. She's going to need all of your support now. Listen, Cece, normally I'd say go ahead and try and have another child as soon as she's physically able. But in your own case, I have to warn you. Too much excitement, physical or emotional, could be fatal in your present condition.
Are you telling me I can't have relations with my wife?
Not unless you want to risk triggering a stroke, no.
I can't believe it. Isn't there some way you can treat it? Some medication? I'm not going to accept this. We can go to the moon and you can't fix a vessel in my brain?
Cece, it's this kind of attitude I'm talking about. You have to keep calm. Now, as far as medication, I don't want to put you on anything else. Medication can't do it all.
Fine, just stay calm, stay celibate, keep smiling. You're asking me to stop living.
I'm asking you to stop living it up, Cece, nothing more.
The one thing I hate is moderation.
I know. It's not in your nature to be a moderate man. But the alternative, Cece, is not very appealing.
I refuse to live the rest of the time of my life, Doctor. In fear.
Gina, if you weren't in this hospital bed,
I wouldn't be here unless you put me here.
Me? I didn't do anything.
I want you to know how much I hate you. You've already had a child, haven't you? But you robbed me of mine. It's only right that I have Brandon now, and I'm never going to let you see him again.
You can't do that!
No, just watch me.
I will see him no matter what you do.
No, you won't, because he won't want to see you. I'll tell him things. He'll learn to hate you so much he won't want you near him.
Why would you want to hurt Brandon like this? Brandon loves me and he trusts me. Gina, you know what happened. It was an accident. I wouldn't push you down those stairs. I have never done anything to hurt you. You slipped and you fell and you were looking for someone to blame when you know it's your fault.
Oh, I'm sure that's what you tell everybody, isn't it? I know the truth now. Leave me alone. And remember, I mean what I say.
You can't do that to Brandon. Even you aren't that cruel.
What? To deprive him of you? You tried to kill me.
I did not try to kill you. How many times have I got to tell you that?
You can tell me 1,000 times. I'll never believe you. I felt you pushing me.
You've concocted this entire thing in your head.
No, I haven't. You didn't think I'd remember. You didn't think I'd notice you and Sophia. Well, it's a pity you didn't do a better job because you're not going to get another chance. I'm not going to let you see Brandon ever again. That's the first price you're going to pay. But it won't be the last price.
Well, what do you got, Cruz? Something on the real rapist?
Maybe. Forensics found cloth fibers on Christie that do not match the clothes Ted was wearing that night. And several strands of hair also.
No kidding. Any idea who they belong to?
So far, no.
That's exciting. Any way they could have gotten on her other than through rape and assault?
Yeah, plenty of ways. That's one of our problems.
That doesn't do us much good, does it? They'll shoot us down as soon as we set it up.
Maybe, but we're going to see if we can find a match. Also, we're still questioning people who were in and around the snack bar that night at the general time of the rape, and checking on men Christie has been with over the past several weeks to see if any of them might have come back.
Good. One other thing.
What's that?
Let's dig into the Duvall family history. Every family's got something to hide. I have an idea the Duvall-Bassett clan has more than most.
All right, I'll do what I can.
Cruz?
Yeah.
I don't really know how to thank you. I know you've been on Ted's side through all of this.
Well, you know, I think the world of Teddy Mason, but if I find something that points to him, it's going to go straight into the file like everything else.
Well, of course, I know that. I don't mean to imply that you're biased.
Yeah.
I do know where your heart is, however. I appreciate it. I'll see if I can find some way of letting Eden know just how helpful you've been.
Don't waste your time. I'm not doing any of this to impress Eden.
Well, I didn't mean to suggest that you were.
Eden's opinion of how I do my job is... that doesn't cross my mind. That doesn't even cross my mind.
No argument. I will let her know, though, just in case it helps.
Are we done here?
For now.
Well, then I'll see what I can dig up on the family.
I'm trying to reach Mason Catwell. Do you know where I can find him? Oh, I see. Well, if you speak to him, can you ask him to call Gina at the hospital? Yes, that's right. I told the nurse I didn't want to see anyone.
Yes, she told me that, Gina, but I didn't think I was just anyone. You know, the baby you lost was mine, too, and I'm just as saddened by it as you are. Don't you know how much I wanted and counted on that child?
Of course, Cece. I know.
Everything is going to be all right when we get back home. I'm going to take care of you, and we're going to go on with our lives. You're a fighter, and so am I. We're not going to let this get the better of us.
Before we go on with our lives, I need some guarantees.
What guarantees?
I want Sophia and Santana out of my life, out of your life, too. Now, there's really no reason why we ever have to see them again.
All right, you don't have to worry. I'll make sure that Sophia and Santana don't bother you again.
No, that's not enough. You can start by firing Santana from her job as decorator for the Capwell Hotels.
No, that's not necessary. Our professional association shouldn't affect you.
Well, it does. Now, promise me you'll get rid of her or I'll take Brandon away.
Very well, if you insist.
And that isn't all. I don't ever want to see Sophia again. I hope the district attorney makes that case against her stick.
Ginny, you don't mean that. Sophia's innocent. I'm going to do everything in my power to see that she gets free.
Well, I hope she spends the rest of her life in jail.
Well, we don't have to discuss this right now. We can talk about it later.
I'm never going to change my mind. I wanted to have a baby of my own so badly. That's all I ever wanted. You still want to have children?
Yes, of course I do.
But you weren't able to.
I wasn't able to what?
I just mean you didn't always want to have a new family.
Well, we won't have to worry about that right now. You just get well and come home to me.
Do you really mean that? Is that true?
Yes.
I'm tired. I think I want to go to sleep.
All right, you do that. You've been through a lot, Gina. I want you to get your strength. Get some rest. I'll be back later.
Yes, hello. I'm trying to reach Mason Capwell. Do you think he might be with Inspector Castillo? Oh, he is? Oh, good. Can I talk to him, please? Yes, I'll wait. Thank you.
Mason Capwell.
Mason, it's Gina. Can you come over to the hospital?
Yeah, sure. I'll come over as soon as I'm through with Ted. Are you all right?
Yes, I just need to talk to you.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye. Have a seat, Ted. How are you feeling?
Okay.
Need anything? Been taking notes on Christy, like I asked?
No. These are, it's personal. I'm just writing some letters.
Well, love letters to Lakin aren't going to do us much good, Ted. What I need is background on Christy. Take a look at this. I taped it this morning and give you an idea of what Ms. Bassett is up to. She's did an interview for the TV.
Ted Capwell took Christy here into his house on that job just so he could take advantage of her. At least that's what he
I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, I know you don't. Point is, you're being tried in the press already and you're being found guilty. I'm going to try to use that interview and the newspaper reports to get you a change of venue.
Well, what's that?
I just mean your case would be tried somewhere other than Santa Barbara. They'll probably refuse it, but it's worth a try. Now, what I need from you is any details you can give me about Christy, anything at all that might reflect badly on her character.
Now, wait a minute, Mason. I don't want to just dish her up.
Yeah,
here.
I know you don't want to fight dirty, Ted, but it's the only way we can force Christy into changing her testimony or leaning on her sister to talk some sense into her.
Well, her sister thinks I did it.
Yeah, but we might have a chance of persuading her to change her mind. Trust me, Ted, we have to do this my way.
All right, I guess.
What do you mean, you guess? Ted, I'd like to think that I at least had you on our side in this case.
Look, I'll try, okay? I just don't like to hurt people. And it doesn't bother you. You hate everybody.
Well, that's not strictly true. I never met a misanthrope I didn't like. But fine, if you want to testify for Christy, then I'll just drop out of this thing right
Mason,
now.
shut up, all right? I'll do what I can. I'm just saying that I think Christy is basically a nice girl.
Now, I'd like to ask you to shut up. And let me remind you that this nice girl that you like so much is doing everything in her power to send you to prison for some strange reason of her own. Now, you gotta get these kind and forgiving thoughts out of your head and give me something I can use against her. The worse, the better. I mean that, Ted. It's a matter of survival now. I've got to be ruthless, and so do you, if you want to stay out of jail.
Every time I see a picture of Ted Capwell, I want to take my fingernails and scratch his eyes out. Maybe that would get that supercilious smile off his face.
Well, don't worry. He's going to get what's coming to him. You okay, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, both you guys are so terrific. Thanks for sticking by. I'm sorry to be causing so much trouble.
You know what you're causing, honey. You're causing us all to be a family again, pulling us all together. We're helping each other now. In my book, that's pretty good going. Right, Mary?
Oh, that's right. Honey, I know it's been a bad ordeal for you, but we are together now, and I'm real grateful for that.
Oh, if that's those reporters again, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. Oh, what is it?
Yeah, I got a letter here I'm supposed to give to Miss Christy Duval.
For me?
Yeah, here you go, miss.
Thank you.
Who's sending you letters by taxicab, honey?
Christy, what is it, honey? I don't believe it.
What is it? Let me
see. It's from Ted Capwell? He's writing to her now. This is too much. Can anyone put a stop to this?
Morning.
I'm glad you're here, Mason.
Not only am I here, but I brought you one perfect rose.
How sweet. Thank you.
Got a smile out of you. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I haven't had too much to smile about.
I guess not. How are you feeling?
Tired. So tired. I better for seeing you. You're the only one who's been here I've really wanted to see. And Ted. How are things going with Ted?
Well, he's not the easiest client in the world to represent, but we're doing the best we can. Sends his love.
I like him. Hope you can get him out of this awful mess he's in.
So do I. Trouble with Teddy is he's like Candide. He only believes the best of people, no matter what. You and I are smarter than that, aren't we?
Sad to say we are.
That's because we've been victims of Genghis Capwell and his reign of terror. Speaking of whom, how are you two? Have you made up?
Well, he was here this morning. He was very nice to me. And then I laid down the law about Sophia and Santana.
Oh, what law is that? A little rusty on my jungle jurisprudence.
Mason, don't tease me. This is serious. I told him he had to fire Santana and that I didn't want to see Santana or Sophia in that house ever again.
Ooh. How did he react to that?
But he said that he would see to it that they never bothered me.
Well, that's kind of a cryptic promise, but let's look on the bright side. Maybe he'll keep it. I am sorry, though. You and I certainly went through a lot to have that baby.
Don't talk yourself into thinking that you're the one who got me pregnant. You know I was already pregnant before you played those tricks on me.
Minor technicality. I always say if at first someone else succeeds, try again.
It was probably Hank's baby anyway, not Cece's.
Never know now.
I don't care whose it was. I love that baby. I wanted to have it.
Gina, don't cry. You've been strong so far. You can keep it up.
I'm not crying. I just have to get Cece to get rid of those two women.
No, you've got a hold on him now. Just use it wisely.
Mason, I wish I was as smart as you are.
You've got the moon, Gina. Don't ask for the stars.
I do know one thing, though. I'm going to try again with Cece. But he couldn't get me pregnant the last time. Maybe he can't do it. But we are going to try again.
Having a baby means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It's the most important thing to me, Mason. I need to feel that. I want to have the sensation of having a baby grow inside me, of giving birth to it, of nursing it. My baby. All mine.
Well, I'll tell you what. As unaccustomed as I am to generosity, when you're feeling better, if you like, I'll be happy to donate my services as surrogate again. Absolutely free of charge, naturally. Ars gratia artis.
No strings at all.
Not a one. A few woodwinds, perhaps. Maybe a small brass section just for pizzazz, but certainly no strings.
You always have to joke with me, don't you?
You just can't help yourself.
I mean that, though. As soon as you're feeling better, if you'll have me.
You do mean it, don't you?
Sure I do. I'm not such a bad sort when the chips are down. It's when somebody else tries to rake them in that I turn nasty.
Mason, you're one of a kind. Talk about a royal tour. What a place. Tell me honestly, what do you think?
Well, A, I think New Salem is a country of irresistible charm, and B, I can't wait to get out of here.
You don't like it here?
Oh, come on, Amy, what's there not to like? Who wouldn't like it? It's a fairy tale, for God's sake. And everything that king said about it just makes it sound more like one. It's a dream of a lifetime come true. Or about to, as soon as you say those magic words.
Oh, and to just think of it, it's just ours for the taking.
Seems like.
Oh, when I used to write stories, I used to write about the perfect place to live the perfect life. It never came close to what it could be.
So you're really giving this serious thought, then, about staying on here?
Well, I don't know, I guess so. Aren't we both considering this pretty seriously?
Do you know what it would mean?
What?
Well, first thing, you'd have to give up your American citizenship and take up citizenship here in New Salem. I mean, wouldn't you miss home?
Frick, we could visit America or Santa Barbara anytime we wanted to. We could visit any place in the world anytime we wanted to, for that matter. Oh, Brick, please be happy with me. We have been together through all of this these past 3 months. You know how much I love you, don't you?
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, you are the hero of all of this. If we decide to stay, I will have a statue put up in the courtyard of you, the savior of New Salem, sword in air, muscles bulging. Wouldn't you like that?
As long as I don't have to look at it.
Oh, it'll be my first royal decree. Oh, Brick, please be happy with me.
I am happy with you. But you see, I'd be miserable without you. I love you.
I expect us to love each other forever. That will be my second royal decree.
We don't need a royal decree for that.
What's wrong?
I just want you. That's all.
Do you want me now?
Now and forever.
Then take me. Take Queen Amethyst. Did you know that my name was Amethyst?
Yeah, I believe you told me that.
Yeah?
Your sister's name is Jade, so you're both gems, right? Your mother really had a corny sense of humor.
She took it very seriously, and I am a gem. Don't you forget it, Barnaby.
I didn't know you were here.
Well, I haven't been here long. I was upstairs playing with Brandon.
How is he?
Fine. Quite a little guy.
Yeah, isn't he? Sure wish I knew what to do. Gina's doing her best to make things difficult for me.
Santana, the best thing you ever did for Brandon was going away. The worst you ever did was coming back.
How are you supposed to leave your own child and just forget about him?
Well, I wasn't suggesting that you forget him. An occasional birthday card might be in order. I just don't think your physical presence contributes much to his well-being.
Yes, I know. I've heard your views on the subject before.
And ignored them.
When are you going to learn that you're wasting your breath? There's nothing that you can say to me that's going to convince me that Gina has been a good mother. And nothing you can say to keep me away from my son now.
Well, you gave him up once. Shouldn't the second time around be easier, or doesn't self-sacrifice improve with practice?
No, and neither do you, Mason. You know what has kept you from being a really successful man?
My daddy?
Your cynicism.
No, you got me all wrong, Santana. I'm not a cynic. I'm a skeptic.
Hello?
Are you just getting back from the hospital?
Yes.
Sorry about the baby.
Thank you.
I stopped in and saw Gina for a little while. I didn't see you when I left.
Well, I was there somewhere. It's the first time I've been home since she was taken in. Santana, it's very difficult for me to so I might as well get it over with. I want you to stop all your decorating for the Capwell hotels and send me a closing bill.
You're firing me?
I'm sorry.
Cece, what's the problem? I thought you were happy with my work.
I'll bet it isn't your work.
That's right. It's something that Gina wants, and I gave her my word.
Gina? Why are you giving in to her? You know all she wants to do is run me out of town and get me completely out of Brandon's life. She is so jealous and completely irrational right now.
I'm not going to debate her feelings. I'm just telling you how it's going to be.
Well, if you think I'm gonna roll over and play dead, you are wrong, and so is Gina. She has my son, and I am not gonna give him up a second time. I've just been telling Mason the same thing. What do you want me to do, take a billboard out?
This could mean war.
It's not going to do you any good to fight it.
Then maybe it's about time Brandon knew who his real mother is.
Ooh, getting out the big guns now. Battle's about to be joined.
We don't need your asides, Mason. Just stay out of this once, please. I hope you don't mean what you're saying.
You try me.
There's no way in the world I'm going to let you tell Brandon that you're his real mother.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to stop me if I decide I'm gonna do
I would
it.
think common decency would stop you. Don't you realize that you're going to hurt him more than anyone else? I mean, are you so spiteful that you would do that to your own son? Just to get even with Gina?
Of course I don't want to hurt my son. He's been hurt enough in this house with all of the tension here. Not to mention a mother that has been so careless with him that he almost died. All I want you to do, Cece, is make sure that I am not cut completely out of my son's life. I want to be here to make sure that he's all right.
Santana, I am not going to negotiate with you. Gina is ill, and she's coming home, and she doesn't want you around. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you.
You're going to side with her?
With my wife, yes.
Even though you don't think she's right, you can't.
Right or wrong, I'm going to stick by her.
Why are you being so protective of her when everyone knows you care more about Sophia than you do of Gina? Is it jealousy that's making you do it?
I think you have said quite enough.
Said enough, yes. But I haven't done enough.
Don't threaten me, Santana. Don't ever threaten me.
Oh, I won't threaten you, Cece. People that threaten each other don't act on it, and I intend to act.
Just what do you think you're going to do?
Oh, you just wait and see. I am sick and tired of begging from you, and I'm not going to do it again.
I think I'd be careful if I were you, Dad. I know Santana pretty well. I think she means what she says.
Let her do her worse. She'll never tell Brandon. And what else can she do?
Are you sure you want to find out? Don't say I didn't warn you.
Christy. Oh, I had the worst dream.
You must have. You screamed so loud. You scared me to death.
I'm sorry.
What was it about?
I dreamed that I killed Dad. I stabbed him with a knife. I stabbed him again and again. Oh, Christy. Oh, Christy, I've never dreamed anything like that. I can't forgive him. I can't. Ever since he hurt you, Christy, I have had feelings and I've had dreams that a nun shouldn't have. It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
I'm sorry.
I hate him.
There's nothing I can do to help.
I hate him. Christy, it's so wrong. It's against all of my teachings. I've changed. I have really changed.
We can talk in here.
Thank you. I really need you right now.
So what's up? What happened?
Oh, Cruz, I am beginning to think that I've gone right off the deep end sometimes. I had the worst scene with Gina at the hospital. I just had another one at the house with Cece.
About Brandon?
They're trying to take my son away from me. I wouldn't do anything to hurt Brandon, but he is my son, and I have a right to be with him. You know that. They have no rights to keep him from me, Cruz.
Look, I know how tough this has got to be for you. But I'm not sure what kind of advice I can give you. Except that I imagine you probably know what's best for yourself.
Sorry, I had no right to lay that on you. It is my problem, and I will find a way to work it out.
No, are you kidding? Time usually helps, right? And talking about it sometimes, and I'm always here to listen, you know that. It's just that, honestly, Santana, I wouldn't begin to know how to tell you what to do. I don't even know how to tell myself what to do.
You still care about her, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I still do, yeah.
Boy, what a great pair we turned out to be.
Listen, fact, you know what, there's not a heck of a lot anybody can do to solve somebody else's problem. All I can really tell you is what my daddy used to tell me, which is, mijo, you gotta trust how you feel. See, his idea was that we each had a little voice inside of us that talks to us when we're wrong, and it's just a matter of listening to that voice. In other words, you gotta go on your instinct.
Well, my instinct is very clear on this one. I love my son, Cruz, and I'm not going to let them keep him from me.
You and Johnny are the two men in my life. Most women have to be contented with just one. It was such a long time in my life, I didn't even have one.
I guess it's feast or famine, huh?
It doesn't have to be any more famine, not now, not ever. Rick, think of it. This could be our dream come true. You said yourself that you had to drop out of law school twice because you ran out of money, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've often talked about setting your mother up in a business, getting her away from the circus. We could do all that. I don't see anything wrong with having it all, do you?
Look, I just guess it depends on, I don't know, what you gotta do to get it all.
Oh, I don't have to do anything to settle here in New Tayland. Think of what this would mean to my family. Oh, for the first time, they'd be important. We'd wind up in history books. My mother works 2 shifts to make ends meet. We don't know that we can ever afford to send Jay to a good college, but if they made me Queen Mother or whatever they call it, think of what I could do for both of them.
Look, I know what a temptation all this is, but a guy...
My mother and Jade could live here. The king already said himself they'd be more than welcome. Besides, this is my baby's heritage. What right do I have to deny him something as incredible as all of this when it's his birthright?
Look, maybe, do you ever think that kingdoms are tough for kids to run? I mean, they don't have any time for anything like, I don't know, playing ball or just bumming around with their buddies on weekends.
I'd rather have him on the throne of New Tayland rather than hanging around video arcades.
Look, it's not what I meant.
We don't have to worry about that. We'd make sure that he had a normal childhood. It isn't as if he'd be involved in affairs of state from the time he was old enough to say mama. He'd have a glorious life. He'd have an estate to play, and he'd have governesses, tutors, mountains of toys. We could buy him a pony.
I guess he'd probably keep him in his own stables, too.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, I guess you're pretty well settled on staying here then, right?
Sometimes I am.
I see.
I don't understand why you're not more excited about this yourself.
Look, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little overwhelmed here. This doesn't seem real to me yet.
I know, and I want you to be as thrilled about it as I am. I will only stay if you stay.
Really?
Yeah. We could have a wedding in Santa Barbara, and then we could have another one here. Oh, Rick, I mean, it could be a perfect life for us. Talk about living happily ever after.
Doctor.
Yes, Mr. Capo.
Is there something wrong?
Well, it's something I'd really rather discuss with your wife first.
Doctor, if there is a problem, don't you think I have a right to know what's going on?
All right. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but your wife won't be able to have any other children.
No other children?
No. I was just going in now to let her know.
No. Wait. It's going to be a terrible shock to her. She wanted to have another child so badly.
Dear Christy, I'm sorry about everything that's happened. I just wish I understood it better. I know you're going through a really tough time, and I'd like to be able to help you if I could. What I really don't understand is why you keep saying I did it. We both know it isn't true. I don't want you to suffer, and I don't see why you want to make me suffer like this. I thought we were good friends.
Ted, you've got to stop this. Can't stand it anymore.
Dear Christy, I don't know if you got my last letter, so I'm trying again.
And don't forget, Santa Barbara is with us once again tomorrow afternoon here on Sky One. In half an hour, it's the Brady Bunch. But stay with us now, as after the break, the unrivaled Christopher Biggins meets today's contestants for the Tuesday edition of Wife of the Week.